Hi there, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Today's video is a massive video. Been testing these machines for a very long time and it was very tricky bringing this video to you for many reasons. Most of all, I really wish to dive into the details of each machine, speak what makes it special, how I've tried it medium, dark, light roast, the testing that we've done. But to be fair, I believe that when you dive too much into the details, you lose the bigger picture. And I want you to have the bigger picture, especially that we are comparing all of these interesting manual espresso machines. So with manual espresso machine, you will need kettle, and we use two thick kettles today from Varia Brewing. This one is a gooseneck. We will fill the chamber. This one is kind of cupping kettle, tea kettle. We'll use it to warm up the brewing chamber. As for a grinder, we wanted budget-friendly grinder, reasonable, nothing too crazy. So this one from Varia, also the VS3. It's a reasonable grinder. It will get the job done. We memorized the grind setting for each one, so hopefully it will give us a good extraction. We made this video about best budget-friendly grinders. This video about the best bang for buck grinder. Feel free to check too. As for scales, today we're gonna use the most budget-friendly one from Me Coffee, the most accurate one from Varia Mini AKU scale, also a cute scale from Buku, the Buku scale, and last but not least, we're gonna use this beautiful device. It's called the press sensor. They are one of our channel supporters. Huge thanks to them for supporting our channel. We utilized it in the Olympia Mina espresso machine. We showed how to use it, and today we're gonna show you how to use it. It's basically a device, acts like as a pressure gauge, but connect to your mobile phone application, gives you live readings of the pressure / the weight to the Akaya Lunar. So without further ado, let's start with the first one. First and foremost, we're gonna start with the Pico Picopresso. So Pico, it's the most cheapest portable espresso machine out there that you're gonna find. It works straightforward. It has an upper chamber. You open the upper chamber from top. You fill the water from here, of course boiling water it has to be. Then you give this knob a twist, it pumps up. Basically with each pump you are popping, it will suck the water from top and draw it from the bottom. You can really reach around 9 bars of pressure. Unfortunate thing is that there's a no pressure gauge, so you cannot know how much pressure you reached. You can feel that and you can watch the extraction. They did start providing with a pressure gauge. Unfortunately, it's out of stock. We really tried to get hold of it. We got in touch with Wakako, but it's currently out of stock. We couldn't get our hands on that one. If anyone owns one, let us know your thoughts in the description below. So underneath here you have small tiny portal here that allows the water to come out, and above that you have the filter basket in the basket holder, and the filter basket will be covered with this piece. It mimics almost a shower screen, food safe rubber of course. You cover it after closing it with coffee. You close it and straightforward just keep pump and you'll create espresso extraction. We'll show you that shortly. Additionally, you have a nice stand from Okako. It feels good, very good build quality. Also has a mirror to show the extraction from bottom. You place the Okako over it, that's the idea, and you keep pushing it. It's a nice idea if you have it set up, but the main advantage of this tool is taking it with you on the go. Surprisingly, although it's made of plastic, and plastic does not lose temperature as fast as, let's say, metal, if it was built out of metal. Nonetheless, whenever we poured boiling water, even heating it on multiple cycles, we never seem to be able to get it higher temperature than 95, 94. It's a good, decent temperature, 95, 94, but the moment you pour it in, instantly goes 92, 91. You can grind finer to extract better, but that's the main idea. So we're gonna use filter coffee dripper. We place it on top of the kettle while it's boiling to heat both the filter basket and the top. We place them just on top of the dripper, and we're gonna pour some hot water, run it like 1 or twice inside this brewing chamber to ensure the highest temperature stability, let's say. It has nice accessories such as the dosing funnel. You put it on top of the filter basket, so you can use a cloth to hold the filter basket and its holding base up. Of course, if you like dark roast, there is no need to go into all these heating cycles, but the aim here, like if you like medium light roast, it's beneficial to do that. It also comes with a funny needle, like kind of to break any clumps. So you give it 1 knock on the table. So you take it out, put the tamper, gentle push, the tips of your fingers, that's okay. And well tamped 15 grams of coffee beans. So basically we poured 15 grams. You can go maybe of 16, but 15 is the sweet spot. So I'm gonna pour some hot boiling water, push it a few times to pass that hot water through the brewing chamber. Pour it out, pour the boiling water up to the top, close the cover to create that suction. We're gonna start brewing. we tear the scale down, and it does not create that much enough pressure to be difficult to do. You can do 2 thumbs, but for me 1 thumb, I'm good, I'm handling it good. Let's see the extraction. Here we go. Yep, I can feel the resistance, but you can't see that thick, nice crema tiger stripes. Of course, we aim to use medium roast, kind of, yeah, medium roast for all these espresso machines, just to be fair and give you the general idea how to extract a good medium roast, basically. So we're gonna aim for 2 ratio. 1 to 2, we put 15 gram in. Yep, that's it, good to go. And you can see here, decent crema. Yep, let's give it a taste. It's very, like, surprisingly, this tool is able to extract this kind of espresso. I would never complain considering the price tag, the size, but yeah, it's really good. Body is decent. You can feel the temperature was not super stable here. There's some kind of astringency, a bit of harshness and acidity, but still an enjoyable espresso shot, really. Great job, Wakako. Let's go to the next one. Now to the next one on our list. So basically, if you are able to push your budget slightly, this is the Flair PRO 3. So Flair Espresso has been in the market for a very long time with manual espresso machines. They had so many models up to the point like they kind of figure out how to tackle every issue with manual espresso machines. And this one has been available recently, maybe a few months ago. It's an upgrade from the Flair PRO 2, which we really loved. This is the Flair PRO 3. Basically, they added some tweaks. Like from the side, you have here the shot mirror. It magnetically sticks to place. You can play around with it to show the filter basket from bottom. The silicone grip on the brewing chamber itself. They've also started including nice attachment, which is basically inspired from the idea of having many people putting that dripper on top of their kettle to heat up the brewing chamber. So this is food safe silicone attachment. You bump it to the top, you place it on top of your kettle, the brewing chamber will go right into the water. Now the only issue we have with this one is that it's good, but basically your brewing chamber, which can be taken out entirely, where you remove the plunger, and this entire brewing chamber will be sitting inside the water, and we prefer for it to be kind of relatively dry, heating by steam. So here, as you can see on top of the kettle, it will be heating by steam, whereas if we put this, it will be sitting inside the kettle and it will be inside water. Nonetheless, it's good, it's there for you. Instead of going into the process of heating up the brewing chamber, wasting water, more time, the idea is that you'll take all of this, put it on top of your kettle, prepare your coffee, grind your coffee beans. This one will be really hot. Once again, we thought that we might be able getting 96, 98 Celsius degrees, because no matter how much you heat up the brewing chamber, the moment that the water hits the coffee puck, it will already lose temperature. With here, we thought it's kind of an exception. It was not. Nonetheless, as the diameter is much smaller, it's super easy to create the pressure on top of the filter basket, the coffee puck. And that's why the reason many people get those juicy, nice looking tiger stripes espresso shots. It produces delicious espresso shots. Let's heat up, show you how it works. So you open it from bottom. Here's your plunger. You fill water from top. You have the filter basket itself, and you put on top of the filter basket this kind of puck screen. Goes on top. You cover it all, then put it inside the brewing chamber. Fill with water, insert the plunger, and you start brewing. So the filter basket right now is really hot. We're gonna keep the brewing chamber for as long as possible. So ideally in this filter basket, use 15 grams of coffee. You can use 16, 17, maybe some use 18, but for us we found 15 is the sweet spot. So we're gonna use the plastic funnel provided with it. Pour your ground coffee. Give it some WDT tool. Distribute the ground coffee particles. Knock it once on the table. You can see here, even, good coffee puck. Then gently, with the edges of your fingers, slightly push through it. Don't put like all that 10, 15 kilograms. Here you just want to gently push it. We have the puck screen. The brewing chamber is really hot right now. We're gonna place it on top. Up, pour the hot water. So right now, since we started pouring, there's pre-infusion happening of the coffee puck. So keep that in mind, but like it's only extra few seconds. I'm gonna put the plunger. We're gonna slightly start extracting. So slightly push in, aiming for 1-2 bar initially. Yep. Keeping this like for 10 seconds. We found that this routine works really well with the Flair PRO 3. Yes, and right now we're gonna ramp up the pressure up to 9 bars and keep it consistent. So it's not super tough, but it's not extremely easy, but doable. I think anyone can do it. Just resting both my hands, you can rest your head. But yeah, even with one hand you might want to do this method, giving you a good angle on it. And of course it depends on how fine you ground your coffee beans. For us, like, we went kind of a bit fine here, but still extraction is good. I'm gonna aim for 30 grams out. Lower the pressure slightly. Yep, and we're done. Let me try show you. That's the espresso. Good crema. Let's give it a taste. So yeah, I can feel that we relatively over extracted. We went too fine. Slightly coarser would have been better, grind setting, but good body, good tasting note. A bit of harshness, coarser would have been better, but we can really get nice espresso shots with the Flair PRO 3. It's a great option. The entire preparation method, it could be easy once you get used to it. If you have your kettle in one corner, you tamper everything, but yeah, it will get you the job done. That's the Flair PRO 3. Let's go to the next one. Next on our list is the Coffee Lat Robot. So this machine is kind of interesting because for us, we thought that when we were doing the list, we wanted to include the interesting ones, the new ones. And many friends did recommend this machine. And once we got it, we understood why it's for a good reason. So the build quality out of the box looks super luxurious, super premium. The paint job is very nice. It has very simple design, 2 handles from the side. You pull and you push the plunger down. It's kind of different mechanism than a lever down, both from the sides. From the bottom, you have this entire portafilter. Loosen it, it comes out. So this is basically the portafilter holder. This is the filter basket. From here, it has shower screen, small shower screen, filter basket, and this is the plunger itself. So the idea here is that you put the filter basket inside the portafilter, you put the coffee puck, pour hot water, put it inside, lift the plunger, and pull the plunger down. A very large role in the temperature stability is this base, the piston itself, the plunger. So while we were testing it, I came back after 1 hour and it was still very warm. So the temperature stability on this one is very good. Nonetheless, we were searching for a few methods of ensuring if you want to use slightly lighter roasts, what is the trick to stabilize the temperature. So one of our friends on Instagram recommended a blog post by a guy called Stefan Antoni. I will leave a link for that post for you to check. So what Stefan did is a nice trick, which is this portal. You can find it on Amazon. I will also leave a link for it on the description below. So this portal, it's basically a heating plate on top that attaches through USB Type-C to your power bank. And this plate can reach up to 200 Celsius degrees. So it heats up very well, and we usually set it at 120 Celsius degrees. So Stefan in his post mentioned that he's using 3D print cup to place the heater on. For us, we found that use any kind of cup. For instance, we're going to use this one, connect it to your power bank. You place the cup upside down. Any kind of cup would good. This one has a good height for us. And you place it on top of it and lower the plunger. So right now the heating portal will be on direct contact with the plunger itself. We can set the temperature here. I've set at 120 Celsius. We push 2 buttons from back and it will start heating up. So while we're grinding for our coffee beans, putting the portafilter with the basket on top of the kettle, also to ensure good temperature stability. This one will be heat up to 100 degrees, 120 Celsius to preserve the temperature, and we got very delicious results out of it. Let's grind some coffee beans and brew our espresso shot. So the portafilter right now is really warm. Here we can relatively use up to your personal preference how much coffee you want to use. We still did not find our sweet spot for how many grams we want to use, but we're sticking to the 18 gram here. It's a good idea to use their tamper because it can have a kind of levering collar. So we place it in, it goes all the way in, levels itself. I'm gonna put paper filter to make things cleaner. On top here, the plunger is really hot. Yep, just disconnect it from your power bank, lift up the plunger, take the heating portal out. And ideally you would like to fill almost to the max. Always that extra water will give you extra room for brewing and easier pressure control. Top end, place the portafilter, give it a tight fit. We found the portafilter locking mechanism to be kind of sometimes annoying. I'm not sure if it's only ours. Let us know your thoughts. Let's turn off this. And yeah, let's start brewing. You have small pressure gauge here. You can also alternatively use the pressure sensor if you want. Now you're gonna go light pressure, like 2 bars. Few seconds. Then go full strong pressure. Yep, almost right now 9 bars. Once again, it's not super easy, but as you are using both of your fingers, both of your hands, it's relatively easier. So you're gonna get 36 out. Yep, we're done. Left the lever, and let's show you the espresso. It's right here. So let's also give this one a try. This one feels really smooth. I can feel the temperature stability is much better as we use the portal. The acidity is muted here. Body is very enjoyable. Tasting notes nice. I'll probably go coarser, but nonetheless, it's a very smooth espresso shot and enjoyable. So as you saw, the Cafe Lat robot, that trick with the heating portal, it's a wonderful idea. Thank you, Stefan, for sharing that. And thanks for our friend to referring us to Stefan blog post. I really like the shape of it. I like the feeling, the routine of how you push with 2 handles. The pressure gauge will look a bit weird because while you are pushing from top, even from down, it's hard to notice the pressure gauge. You can see it once you get used to it. You will see it there. And you do want to pressure gauge. Ideally, I know some people say like, we know our grind setting, we might be able to feel the resistance against the espresso machine, but still pressure gauge always there will give you better consistency. They could have found a way to fit it in a better approach. And yeah, it's the Cafe Lat robot. Let's go to the next one. Now to the Newton Espresso BRUA 3 Max. So our Newton Espresso has been there for years. We had previous experience with their Newton BRUA 2. That one was good, but we had many important points to feedback on. And luckily, thankfully, the team at Newton Espresso listened to our feedback and many customers' feedback, and they brought this beautiful espresso machine to the market. So first of all, from the look of it, it looks very minimalistic, super nice. The handle in the middle is long enough to create easy pressure. It has 58mm portafilter basket. Basically, you can use any filter basket that you like, high extraction yield baskets. We have here the 18 gram VST ridgeless basket. It has a larger brewing chamber, better temperature stability, and it basically checks all the boxes. The most interesting point with the BRUA Max 3 is that whenever we try to heat up the brewing temperature, no matter how much we did, the best temperature degree that we were able to get is 92 Celsius degree inside the brewing chamber. This means, once again, dark, medium dark roast, you cannot go light with it. Maybe some type of medium light roast you can do with it. Luckily, if you look closer on the back of it, you can see a small hole here, which is the good news is that the team at Newton Espresso thought of adding this feature. They are studying it, prototyping it, of adding heating element to the brewing chamber. This will massively benefit the espresso machine and will make it one of the best out there. Due to the fact of having heating element here, that elevates this manual espresso machine, the minimalistic design, everything we love about it, to the ability to bring higher temperature degrees accordingly better extraction for light roast. So there are two ways to heat up the machine. First, if you are brewing just dark roast coffee beans, you just fill up the brewing chamber with hot water from top and leave it for a while. It will heat all the brewing chamber. After like 1 minute, the brewing chamber will be good. Just lift the plunger, let the water dive through the portafilter. Then you can go put your coffee and brew your espresso shot. The second way, which we're gonna use, is to leave the hot water inside here, the brewing chamber, and we're gonna take out the brewing portafilter to benefit from it to the max. So we took out the portafilter, we leave it on top of the dripper as we did in the previous machines. Let it heat up really well. Once we get the portafilter ready, and right before brewing, we're gonna lift up the plunger, leave the water passing through it. While it's passing, we'll keep pouring hot water. So we'll keep pouring, keep pouring. Water is passing. You close the plunger down, put your portafilter, and start your extraction. This is the best way to ensure the best possible temperature stability with it. So right now, what we are gonna do is that to lift the plunger, let the water pass through the brewing chamber, keep adding water, boiling water. Then we're gonna close the plunger to let all the hot water go in, and instantly, as soon as possible, put the portafilter, lock it in place, put our cup, start lifting the plunger to let this very hot water hit the coffee pot. So we lift the plunger to the max, right here on top, tear the scale, then we start putting like 2 bars of pressure easily. That looks like a really good extraction. Right now we're gonna ramp up the pressure up to 8 bar, 9 bar. As you can see, I'm just leaning on it. I really like resting my head. And the extraction is going really well. 9 bars easily. Well, we stop the extraction. We take our espresso shot. Let me show you here on the mobile phone. Let's empty the plunger. What I like about it mostly is how easy is it to move the plunger up and down. Like really easy, up and down. Right now it's a dry coffee puck. We take out the portafilter. No need for puck screen or anything because there's a shower screen here on bottom, and it's a dry portafilter. As you can see, we're gonna knock the puck out. Puck is out. So I like the minimalistic, the entire usability of it is super practical, and if Newton Espresso adds up that heating element, this will be a beautiful machine. Let's give this one a taste. By the way, it's 12:30 a.m. Delicious. Really very well balanced. Considering we're using medium roast, very well extracted. As this is medium roast, we might have over pushed the extraction. Should have went faster extraction time. But temperature wise, like it was good. It could benefit slightly extra heat, but it's very enjoyable. And yeah, that was it. The Newton Espresso BRUA 3 Max. Let's go to the next one. The Flair 58+2, another Flair espresso machine. So the Flair also have been very iconic with their 58 espresso machine. There have been a few different iterations. They did some modifications, and here we have the latest version, which is the +2. Mainly since the very first production unit up to this date, the most improvements, or let's say modifications, that Flair did to their 58 version is removing the shower screen. So there used to be shower screen from very first iteration model, then they ditched that one and aimed for having an entire brewing chamber directly connected to the portafilter. Then this means that you cannot use it without puck screen. So you place your puck screen on top of your coffee puck and you have no shower screen here, just water above the coffee puck. The very special thing about the Flair 58 is that it's 58mm portafilter. It's super easy to push and control the pressure. It has a heating element inside, which basically allows you to brew light roasted coffee beans. Within all the espresso machines that we're gonna try today, this is the only one that has heating element, apart from the upcoming one in the BRUA 3. So this gives it major advantage, but at the same time brings the question, is it manual or not? In our opinion, it's a good option to have. We are in a modern age. It's always good to have that extra benefit. This is still manual espresso machine. You are still doing everything by yourself. It just saves you the hassle of heating up the brewing chamber and more consistent temperature. So it's always welcome, and I really wish all manual espresso machines does this. Another improvement is that they kept the plunger connected to the handle itself. So previously you needed to remove the plunger, add the water, then put it back in. They added some grip to keep it used there. So basically once you lift the handle, it will allow water passing through it. Once you leave it down, it will stop water from going down. And with the very recent iteration, they did something we are not sure if we like it, for a few reasons. We explain why. So basically in the previous version you had large power adapter, you threw it around your setup, and you had control plastic piece here on the corner, setting from the like low temperature, medium temperature, and high temperature. Flair wanted to remove that handle and implement it in the base. So what they did here is that they've ditched the entire fully metal base to some kind of hardened plastic piece and left the wiring from the bottom, as you can see here. So they've implemented the control panel on the base on this part. You can see all this wiring here. And you come here from the bottom, you have this wooden piece, you have this knob, you choose between the modes. So this is a good point, but at the same time right now you have wires exposed in the bottom and spillage gonna happen here. So this might be some concern to some people, but you have this base, so water should be filling up in it, and the possibility of water lifting and touching the wire is very low because it's gonna be dripping around the table. Nonetheless, it kind of drags that feeling of fully manual espresso machine. Recently it was just connection and the controller. Here it's not. The power brick right now is much smaller. It's almost at the size of your phone charger. You just have this connected to electricity, put an espresso machine and you're good to go. So here with the Flair 58 we're gonna use the press sensor. We're gonna connect it to the mobile app and we're gonna connect it to the Akaya Lunar. Soon it will provide connectivity with the Varia AKU Mini, but for now I'm gonna connect it to the Akaya Lunar. So we have a wide range of their attachments here. As you can see, there's a splitter, there's a different attachment styles for all espresso machine. Basically any espresso machine out there with a pressure gauge, you can swap it with a press sensor. The good thing about attachment is that, for instance, with this one, once you thread it inside the pressure gauge on the Flair 58, for instance, getting this out is a bit difficult. However, it has hex shape from the inside, so you can use an Allen key. You insert it inside and you loosen it. This is a nice trick. So basically nothing will be stuck in there. So here we're just loosening the pressure gauge. Then we're gonna add the attachment first. We're gonna insert the press sensor. It's inserted well. So now we got everything ready. The brewing chamber is super hot, and we connect it to press sensor to showcase for you the pressure gauge, how it works. We're gonna start measuring it, and we're gonna start pouring water. Let's start extracting. Start. So we lift the plunger. Right now water is above the coffee puck, and we push it down. So here I can see slightly a build up pressure, slightly. We are at around 3 bars. Then we go up to 8, 9 bars. I'm gonna try to stay stable. I can see on my screen the brew weight. Yep, and that's it. Oh, let's put this here. Let's show you espresso shot, creamy, very nice, well extracted. So the beauty of the press sensor here is that with manual espresso machines, different profile, like pressure profile, sometimes you hit your espresso extraction, it was delicious, other times it's not on point. So it's very nice to use the press sensor whenever you get those sweet spot espresso extraction. You can go and check what was the pressure profile here with this espresso shot. So you can check, as you can see here, like for the beginning, since we started brewing, the pressure came up like at 10 seconds. Between 10 and 20 seconds, basically for 20 seconds, we spent only 2 seconds raising up the pressure. Then we went to 3 bar. We aim to stay around the 3 bar for 10 seconds, or let's say 8 seconds. Then we ramped up the pressure. We try to stay consistent, some fluctuation slightly, and right around like 30 seconds, 36, we finished our extraction. So also it gives you like the brew ratio here. As you can see with the brew ratio, we aimed for 202%. This is also nice. It gives you like the flow control, how much the flow was flowing through it, and the time. So it gives you nice data. And the very fun part here is that you like this pressure profile here. You can also use a different application with decent espresso machine. So you tried this coffee with this pressure profile, you have a friend who have decent espresso machine, or you personally have another machine which is from decent espresso. You can send and mimic this exact pressure profiling with decent espresso machine automatically. So it's a fun feature to play around. Let's give the espresso shot a taste. This one is much more extracted than other espresso machines, mainly due to the temperature degree. I can really feel like it's better extraction, higher tasting notes, slightly thicker body. Sweet. Acidity is there, but it's enjoyable acidity. By no means it's a harsh acidity. Super delicious espresso shot. Creating the pressure is super easy with the Flair 58. One last point I wanted to mention, a bit of disadvantage is that if you see any videos of the Flair 58 extraction, you notice that the coffee extraction not always in the middle, slightly leans forward. And this is mainly because when you are pushing, the main group head is slightly tilting forward. What I wish to see the ability to control the degree of here, or if they by default fix it slightly upwards. So whenever people are pushing during extraction, it stays very even right in the middle. This is just like nitpicking, as they say. Let's go to the next espresso machine. To the MHW3 Bomber Sonic S7 espresso machine. That was a long name. So this is another espresso machine that comes with a travel bag, and it comes with all the accessories: portafilter, pressure gauge, tamper, leveler, and almost anything you need out of the box to brew your espresso shot. It has an interesting design. This very lengthy lever makes the process of creating the pressure much easier. It's large, it's heavy, it looks nice. It's a beautiful espresso machine. It has a stable temperature brewing chamber, but once again, as there's no heating element, it's very tough to heat up this brewing chamber. The only way is to do as we did with the Newton Espresso BRUA 3, is to have first you pour your boiling water here, then right before brewing you lift up the lever, let water pass through it, and start brewing. So let's grind some coffee beans, brew our espresso shot. So we got everything ready right now. The brewing chamber have been heating up. We just lift the lever, let the water pass through it, start pouring. Let me close the chamber, fill it first with boiling water. We lift the chamber, let that water pass through it. We close it, build up that brewing water up to the max, and yep, we bring our portafilter and we lift up the lever. Let the water, right now water is touching the coffee puck. We're relatively brewing up to the max. Yep. And we start creating the pressure. Right now around 2 bars. Pre-infusing. As you can see with one hand, very easy. Yep, extracting is going well. And we're gonna create the pressure. This is a very nice angle, honestly. Leaning at it much easier. 9 bar, consistent. Easy to control the pressure because it's very nice to read the pressure gauge here. Continuous 9 bar pressure. And we lift, we finish the extraction. This one has also a shower screen, so there's no need for puck screen. Creating pressure, super easy, very easy to control the pressure. Nonetheless, again, why they did not put that heating element, I don't know. But yeah, let's give it a taste. Now, based on the body and tasting notes, I can say the pressure went very well, but the harsh acidity means that it needs extra temperature stability. I know I kept speaking about temperature stability in this video, but it's crucial here. If you like dark roast, it will do the job. Wonderful, easy to use, slightly larger footprint, but let's move to the next one. Now to the beast. Really, it's a Frankenstein. My camerawoman likes to call it the Frankenstein espresso machine. So this has came recently. It's from a company called Muvna, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's called the Muvna M8 espresso machine. This is kind of an over-engineered espresso machine. Super nice, interesting, massive build quality. So much details went into designing it, but at the same time, it has some disadvantages. The main idea of this espresso machine is that it has a gear system inside the handle from the side, and that allows you, while moving the gears from here, the plunger will go down. So let's move it backward. This plunger will be going down, creating the pressure over the coffee pot. So you have like a normal brewing chamber here from the side, and all the engineering and mechanisms happening here with the handle. And you can use it basically sideways, like you can use it if you are left-handed or right-handed. They really well thought about it. It looks beautiful, very fun to use. Nonetheless, our main issue with it is that, let me show you. So right now we are lifting the plunger up. Now once the plunger here on top, the only way to pour water is that you need to disengage it, something similar to the previous version of the Flair 58. Rotate the plunger sideways to be able to lift it up, pour the water, close it, you twist it, yep, and you close the hook on it and start creating the pressure. So the main idea here is that if you want to properly heat up the brewing chamber, there is no way to block the water from flowing through the brewing chamber. Even if you pour so fast and you want to put the plunger to prevent water, to create suction, prevent the water from going down, you won't be able to do that, even no matter how fast you are. The only way is to remove the plunger, put an empty glass cup underneath it, hold the kettle, keep brewing hot water, trying to stabilize the temperature. And with this way, basically you will be like maybe pouring half a liter of water. And as you can see, we made a mess here. This is like if you want to properly heat it up, then we're gonna lock the portafilter, lock it in place, and start pouring water. And right now water is in direct contact with the coffee pot, so a pre-infusion is happening. Yep, and then you put the plunger in, give it a twist, oops, close it, and you start brewing. So let's tear the scale up, and right now we are at 2 bars of pressure. The beautiful thing about this machine, it's extremely easy to maintain the pressure. Like right now I'm literally at 3 bar, slowly moving, no need, no power, it's super easy. Let's ramp this up to 9 bars. Let's have some stability point. 9 bars, I can easily see the pressure gauge, see the espresso extraction. I'm maintaining it at 9 bars. Very easy. Let's check the weight. Yep, and we're gonna stop the extraction, lift it on the opposite side. Let's remove our espresso cup. You can see here your espresso shot. So like if you really like those dark chocolate espresso style, the Italian, old Italian, super dark oily coffee beans, and I think their aim approach was towards the Asian market. Like we know that most of Asia really like dark roasted coffee beans, so within the Asian market it could be good recommendation for them. People who like really dark roast, they can get up by just heating up it slightly, pouring the espresso shot. It's fun to use. By far, this is the take number 1 espresso shot of feeling how low the temperature was inside the espresso machine. The acidity is extremely harsh here. It's a punchy espresso shot. Yeah, let's go to the next one and the last one in our list. Last but not least, finally, the last espresso machine in our series, the Olympia Mina. So Olympia Express has been there for a very long time, and they're most well known for their Olympia Cremina espresso machine. That one, loved by so many people. It's even loved to the point that many of them go into restoration process. People restore old versions, they keep it, they enjoy it. It's designed and made in Switzerland, so everything for them is made in Switzerland, and you do get Swiss quality. The metal itself, the machining, the vibe from it, it's almost like a Swiss watch, and hence the price tag. And we are not here to justify the price tag, but we're just here to speak about, like, when you're buying something from, let's say, Swiss made company, you do expect Swiss quality, and here you do get that. It comes with a very nice packaged travel case. It has minimalistic design, super easy to assemble, super small. It has this tiny cute portafilter, and we've installed the IMS Basket, so this one is slightly larger, will fit around 18 grams of coffee beans. The same lever style, same pressure gauge. It has a small drip tray with their logo on it. It comes with this tamper, and we've also got their shot mirror, this one. It's extremely small, but we wanted to give it a try. So here it has relatively similar design to the Flair 58 and the Newton Espresso, a lever with a plunger inside. You can heat up the brewing chamber, and the temperature stability in it is very good. Nonetheless, again, we couldn't reach above 92 Celsius degrees. So if you aim for extremely light roast, it will be difficult to do that. But there's a trick to heat up the chamber. Let's brew espresso shot and show you the process. I really wish if they offered dosing funnel, because it's very important having dosing funnel. But the one from the very first espresso machine that we reviewed, the Wakako, fits perfectly on it. As you can see, it fits it perfectly, and you can use it here. So with IMS Basket, you can dose around like 18 grams if you want, but we found out that 16 is a good spot. So this is how it looks after tamping and WDT tool. You're gonna use their tamper slightly on the sides. No need to push so much, slightly. Nice, well tamped, even surface. Lift up the plunger, keep pouring hot water. Let it pass through it. This hot boiling water. Then at one point, once it passes through smoothly, you lower the plunger and fill it to the max. We remove this. We put our portafilter and we lift it up slightly. Right now water is through the coffee pack. Now the thing with Mina is that the brewing chamber is so small, and when you start brewing, so right now we start brewing, we are at 2 bars. We're gonna wait. Right now we're at 2 bars. We're gonna wait. Let the coffee pack saturate in. That's a very good extraction. Whoop. Then if you want to continue the good continuous pressure, you have to lift it up again and then push back to gain extra pressure. Right now we are at 9 bars. Yep, we are pushing 9 bars, 10 bars. Then the pressure is going down. If you want to maintain it, you have to lift again, come back, create extra pressure. It went down again. So we lift up. The issue with the Mina is that they went with a very small brewing chamber, and whenever you have smaller brewing chamber, it's tough to maintain the pressure and create overpressure over the coffee pot. So let's say if you are aiming for liquid for 15 milliliter of liquid here in the espresso cup, you do need the chamber to fit double that or triple that to maintain that extra pressure. As this one is super small, super minimalistic, they aimed with a design that allows you, when you lift the lever, it will not create air gap. The pressure will continue there. But based on the extraction and the way we feel it, like whenever you lift the lever, the pressure over the coffee puck is losing maybe 80-90% of the pressure. So it's not that much super practical. Let's see how it tastes. Here's the point. Surprisingly, espresso tastes very good. It's enjoyable, sweet, and I would say due to the fact that it has smaller diameter portafilter, whenever you aim for smaller diameter filter basket, it's kind of cover the defects of wider portafilters. Here, the margin of error goes lower, so it's a decent espresso shot, enjoyable. It's definitely not the best, but it gets the job done. Yeah, that's the Olympia Mina. So let's clean everything up, line all the espresso machines, and share brief feedback with you. let's summarize the final feedback. First of all, if you are in the market for a manual espresso machine, mainly due to how cheap they are, you're budget friendly, feel free to check this video we made recently about the best budget friendly espresso setup. There are so many options, but that one was like checked many boxes. If you like the manual espresso machine and you are in a budget, the best options for you is the Wakako. It's good for travel friendly. I wouldn't say for home brewing. It's nice, practical. It will always stay there wherever you are upgrading your coffee setup or anything. It comes with a very nice travel bag, cute travel bag. You can put it inside and it's easy to use, practical, straightforward. It's good on the go or camping, anywhere you want. Pro 3, it's reliable, good quality, get very enjoyable tasting espresso shots. The robot, especially with the trick of the heating plate, you will find very nice results. We know many people are obsessed with the robot, Cafe Latte robot, and we know why. But personally for us, the most machines that we enjoyed using and we think like are reasonable investing in are the BRUA 3 and Flair 58. Flair 58 is mainly due to the heating element. It's wonderful. If you tend to like more lighter roasts, it will get the job done. Especially if you put it at the third setting, pour boiling water, it will get the job done. It's wonderful. One issue might be with it is controlling and maintaining the pressure, as it has no shower screen. Water will be in direct contact, but once you get grip of it, you'll be happy with it. The BRUA 3 felt more minimalistic. We personally tend to like it more. I'm really a huge fan of it, the plunger and everything. I cannot wait until testing the heating element. Depending on when you are seeing this video, they might be already available, but it's a wonderful option. These three machines, they were cool to play around, to test, to enjoy. MHW3 Bomber, probably like you can get by medium roast. This one, apart from super dark roast, you cannot get by for the Mina. It's a bit expensive. You do maintain and get that vibe of Olympia espresso machines, but considering the competition, it's a tough pick. So if we had to recommend, definitely consider one of these three, let's say. For us, we prefer the BRUA 3 and the Flair. And if you're on a budget, the Pro 3, it's a good option. Of course, all of these machines with pressure gauges, you can always upgrade and play around with press sensor. Huge thanks for them for being one of our channel supporters. Huge thanks to you in the first place for watching our videos, enjoying them, allowing us to continue producing such videos that we enjoy watching in the first place. Make sure if you have any of these or you've ever tried them to share your thoughts in the comment section in the description below. We love to hear your feedback and many other friends love to hear different feedbacks. Take care. I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye. This was a really tiring video.